G'day, Scotty McRae, and welcome to Postcards International. We have a super show coming your way today. Right now, I'm standing on top of the watchtower of the town hall in Rothenburg, Germany. You think that's pretty impressive? Well, here's a little taste of what else is coming your way. This week, our adventure continues along the Rhine-Main-Danube Canal to the German cities of Nuremberg, Bamberg, and the medieval city of Rothenburg. Our journey so far has taken us through some stunning European countryside, and we've explored some of Europe's most enchanting cities, rich in history, art and culture. Join us as we continue the cruise of a lifetime, discovering the jewels of Europe aboard the luxury of a Scenic Tours spaceship. Nuremberg is a lively city with a visible history of around 1,000 years.
Most times when people come here, they're really surprised how beautiful Nuremberg is and how many buildings we have here left from the Middle Ages, despite the damage in the war. Nuremberg was really most important at the time that this castle was built, and not in the 20th century when the trials and the rallies took place.
When was the castle actually built? Because there's certain parts of it that are younger than others.
Yeah, we don't really know. We're guessing that most of what we see here is from somewhere around 1200. That big tower back there, we do know it was there by 1313, which is pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The imperial castle was the birthplace of Nuremberg. Rising high above the city, it was one of the most important palaces of the Middle Ages, where Kaisers and kings resided. In the 13th century, Nuremberg became imperial free, and the castle fell into the care of the city.
So up here is?
Albrecht Dürer's house. Beautiful example of Nuremberg architecture, but the most important artist in German history lived here.
And of course he'd be most famous for the praying hands.
Of course,
yeah.
That's his really most famous work.
Yeah, okay. And I noticed the rabbit back in the square.
Yes, it's a modern tribute to Dürer's rabbit. Love it or...
I think it's okay.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Adolf Hitler made Nuremberg the city of the party rallies. They created a link between the Nazi movement and Nuremberg's glorious past as a free city of the empire.
So, Anne, this is the very spot that Hitler stood when, with the rallies.
Yes.
It's a bit eerie, actually.
It is. It is. It's always difficult to bring a group here, especially first thing in the morning, because it's an unpleasant place,
yeah.
Really.
And there would have been hundreds of thousands of
Right.
Nazi followers out there.
Exactly, marching on the field and then here standing or sitting on the platforms all around. Churches all around us here.
And this spot here, they had big columns and
columns along
big
the
swastika
side,
up there.
Swastika banners, a swastika at the top. By the way, taken off by the Allies, actually the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
The fourth day they held Nuremberg, blew it right off the top.
I was going to say, they would have had fun doing that one.
Yeah. This area here actually was a VIP platform. Inside there's a special waiting room with gold swastikas, or bronze, actually swastika made of bronze tile on the wall, and they would wait inside till everybody was in their place and then come out here. Diplomats, journalists.
The Documentation Centre's exhibition, Fascination and Terror, deals with the causes, context and consequences of the National Socialist rule of terror. It's a remarkable history, told in all its brutal truth, with dramatic images. The museum is set out in an interesting one-way loop, displaying a chronological sequence of events. Walking through the museum is a moving experience. It's unbelievable to think that humankind was capable of such atrocities. But there is something you take with you from such a place, the realisation of just how lucky we are. Nuremberg was completely destroyed in World War II. Today, the city's historically significant buildings and monuments have all been lovingly restored. Now, Nuremberg's not all about cathedrals, castles and museums. There's also some great markets here in the marketplace, and as you can see, absolutely brilliant local produce. Wie viel kostet das Wassermelon? What about $1 Aussie? She thinks it's worth nothing. Come on. There's a couple of things you have to do before you leave the marketplace here in Nuremberg, is get yourself some Leberkuchen. That's the local delicacy here. You can taste that. I reckon, lovely, lovely. That's beautiful. I'll fix you up for that later. And the other thing is you have to spin the lucky ring and make a wish. Don't tell anyone what you're wishing. That'll come true for sure. Nuremberg is a city that for hundreds of years was a cultural capital, a city of innovation, great craftsmanship and artistry. And outside the bitter, catastrophic years of the Nazi rallies, Nuremberg can once again stand proud as a wonderful European gem. Coming up, beautiful Bamberg. The main Danube Canal officially starts in the picturesque town of Bamberg. A town in a time capsule, where rivers and rapids wrap around the beautiful Baroque buildings. The old town hall stands on a tiny island in the middle of the Regnitz River and is decorated in 18th century frescoes. This place will capture your heart. Walking the narrow laneways and arch bridges, discovering the unique delights of Bamberg is a must. The Imperial Cathedral of St. Peter and St. George overlooks Bamberg and was built in 1237. It's the third cathedral to occupy the site. The original foundation goes back to Emperor Heinrich II, who founded Bamberg in 1007. Bamberg is not only renowned for its architecture, art and culture, it also is famous for its beer. In 1818, there were 65 breweries in Bamberg. Today, only 9 remain, producing over 50 varieties of beer. All right, so you might have had your fill of cathedrals and churches and statues. So something totally different when you're in Bamberg. You're going to visit a beer hall, a brewery as well. A lot of fun, because the Bambergonians, as I call them, they love a feed and they love a beer, just like us Aussies. Come on, let's go and have some fun. Beer hall has been brewing beer since the 1500s, and as you can imagine, they've got it down to a fine art. Everyone on the tour gets into the spirit, and I've got to say, it's not hard to see why. The beer is very easy to drink, and the food is delicious, making for a fantastic, lively atmosphere. This far into the adventure, most people have got to know each other, and there is a general feeling of friendship amongst everyone. Back aboard our Scenic